All right. All right. We are back with another edition of Live Feed Reads. But what a day. What a day. Wait, there we are. What a day when we don't have one of the reads on Live Feed Reads. This is weird. So, my name is Jason Crawford, and welcome to another edition of Live Feed Reads. And we're missing Paul. Paul is out doing things Paul does, and Ryan is unable to fill in because Ryan is down with the flu. Pray for him. Let's hope he gets better. And Paul said, well, dude, go ahead. And I'm like, how do I do Live Feed Reads without the reads? So we'll give it a shot, and I will say welcome to all of you. And I hope that what I dive into will be interesting to you, because it's definitely interesting to me. And I think that it does have bearing on pretty much, I think it has bearing definitely on what the Reeds do at the law firm and the personal injury work that they do and the cases that they work on. Because this particular aspect of our daily lives has emerged recently over the last years and exploded expansively and rapidly, and that is that is artificial intelligence. And if you don't know, I am a lobbyist for home education rights, so I protect parents' rights to educate their children as they see fit and to have authority over their choices of their own children in educational matters. And as a result of that, I live up in Tallahassee and I go to the Capitol a lot, so I see a lot of the different bills. And then something always kind of catches my eye here or there, and the artificial intelligence Bill of Rights has caught my eye, among other things. But I thought this is pertinent to what the Reeds do, so I thought I would kind of go into it, not in great detail, but to give you guys an idea that this kind of stuff is out there and it's being worked on. You see it everywhere. You hear the news stories about chatbots. You see, I think Paul and I had spoken on here in the last couple of months about a case in which a family member had lost their child due to self-harm as a result of interacting with the chatbot and the chatbot grooming them. And so the cases like these, and who's responsible and what are the damages and what can be done, are valid questions. And our legislature is in search of answers, or at least creating some answers, and we'll see if they get it right. We'll see what they do. Right now, there is the proposed Artificial Intelligence Bill of Rights. There are two bills, if you don't know, that you have to have a bill in the Senate and the House that work together in order to get an issue passed and through. So for some who might be listening and wondering, well, why are there two bills and what are the differences? That's an important part of it. Insurance companies use artificial intelligence to do everything from gather your data and market to you, to get in front of you better and pull what websites you were recently on out of the cookies of your internet cache and put more and more advertisements in front of you because they have your information and know. And wouldn't it be nice if you were protected from a lot of that? As a consumer, you would say yes. And as a company who would want to get in front of you and advertise to you better, those companies will say no. So you're going to see a tug of war match emerge between consumers and companies. Those who want to sell your data and those who want to buy it are also up against you, the consumer, for whether or not you want them to have access to it and how fast artificial intelligence can make it available or make use of it. Everything from that into generating name, image, and likeness. So that name, image, and likeness means they can use my name, my image, my face, and or my likeness, something that looks like me, in order to make videos about me. You've seen them made over some of our prominent officials, government officials, or celebrities saying outlandish things. And, sometimes you can tell they're not real, they're AI, but sometimes not so much. And so then, that on a widespread use, that's important, but sometimes you get down to a consumer level use to make it look like you were here or there, or at the scene of an accident or somewhere else. So its other uses can be large and varying. So it's something to keep an eye on, and certainly we've all gotten phone calls from someone, and they're offering us this, or they need to talk to us about something, and then you say something to them, and they respond with repetitive answers, and you start to know, oh, you're not a human, are you? So it's interesting. So let me stop talking about why it's important and just kind of maybe read to you some of what's in the Artificial Intelligence Bill of Rights. We have two of them. One of them is House Bill 1395, and it lays out parameters for whether government entities can use and under what conditions AI, and then it establishes the AI Bill of Rights. So Floridians are entitled to certain rights with respect to the use of artificial intelligence, including but not limited to the use of artificial intelligence to improve their own lives and the lives of their family members, to supervise access, limit, and control their minors or their minor children's use of artificial intelligence, and the right to know whether they are communicating with a human being or an artificial intelligence system, program, or chatbot. The right to know if artificial intelligence technology companies are collecting personal information or biometric information, and the right to expect artificial intelligence technology companies to protect and de-identify that information. In other words, separate you from that information if they need the information, but they don't need it directly connected to your identity, in accordance with the law. The right to pursue civil remedies authorized by law against persons who use artificial intelligence to appropriate, meaning steal or make use of your name, image, and likeness, or of others for commercial purposes without their consent. So the right to be protected by law from criminal acts such as fraud, exploitation, identity theft, stalking, cyberbullying, regardless of whether artificial intelligence is used in the commission of these acts, and the right to be protected by law from criminal acts relating to the alteration of existing images or to create lewd and lascivious images using artificial intelligence. And the right to know whether political advertisements and communications or similar advertisements were created in whole or in part using AI. And then Floridians may exercise the rights described in this section in accordance with existing law. This section may not be construed as creating new or independent rights of entitlements. This is really interesting. They go on to define a bunch of things like what is artificial intelligence, what's a bot, what's a companion chat bot, what's an artificial intelligence technology company. So there's a lot that then you get down into the weeds into. So it's interesting though that I see them trying to protect Floridians' privacy and data and information. And I think that's important. I think it's critical. I think it's something to definitely keep an eye on. There are a number of other bills that also do something similar. Senate Bill 482 and House Bill 1395 are similar in these regards, as well as Senate Bill 1344. It's going to be interesting to watch them all kind of coordinate and negotiate over what gets produced coming out of this. So things like this do have an impact on Floridians, and believe it or not, or see it or not, they do have an impact on what the Reeds do at their law firm and personal injury cases. Because sometimes, if you do or don't have permission to collect certain data and did or didn't use artificial intelligence in gathering or moving that information from one system to another, could blow open a case and create a whole nother issue. So it's going to be very, very interesting to follow and see what comes of this. But I get nerdy and I dive into these things because they're interesting to me, but they're probably not as interesting to everyone else who really came here to see Paul talk. So I'll go ahead and cut what I'm doing short, but I wanted to keep us consistent at the very least. Thank you for viewing and watching, and we'll have Paul back next week, and he can tell me what a horrible job I did and laugh at all of the mistakes that I made, and you can laugh along with him. But yeah. these will be some interesting things to watch. Other than that, have a wonderful Friday. As Paul would say, go to church, tell Jesus thank you, all of those things. It's not too much to ask for 1 hour at least to give over to Him and to say thank you for things. And until then, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see you next Friday at 1 for another version of Live Feed Reads. Have a great, great weekend.
Reed and Reed, it's like having a lawyer in the family.